Symphony Hall in Birmingham is celebrating its 21st birthday today with a special anniversary concert. It holds more than 2,000 people, and since it was opened by Her Majesty the Queen in 1991, it's staged 7,500 events, which have been attended by more than 10 million people.
Well, our reporter Ben Sidwell is at Symphony Hall for us right now as concert goers begin to arrive. So there's a great atmosphere of celebration there, Ben.
There is. They're just literally about to open the doors actually here now, but outside there is a lot of excitement for these 21st anniversary celebrations. You just look around this place and you can't help but be impressed, can you? Well, I've been lucky enough to have a behind-the-scenes tour today of one of the greatest concert halls in the world. A standing ovation for the first concert ever held at the Symphony Hall. 21 years on, and the place looks as magnificent as ever. So what makes this concert hall so special? Well, actually, many of the answers to that are hidden from public view.
And this is the bit the public don't see. 6,000 pipes. The smallest is the size of a pencil, the kind of thing you could put in your pocket. The biggest is the size of a double-decker bus. Wood, metal, incredible craftsmanship, amazing power. Once this thing gets going, the whole thing shakes.
And the hall has plenty more hidden secrets. One man who knows them better than most is Nick Loveland. He began working as a steward when it first opened in 1991. 21 years later, he's the Director of Facilities and Operations.
We view Symphony Hall almost as an instrument. There are so many things we can do to tweak the acoustic. By moving these panels into place, for example, we're replacing the hard surface with a much softer absorbent surface, which is much better for amplified concerts. By opening these doors onto the enormous reverberation chamber behind, we can increase the volume on stage produced by up to 50%.
Before the building opened, they carried out hundreds of tests on the acoustics of the venue. But my favourite involved this. They wanted any audience member sitting in any seat in the Symphony Hall to be able to hear a pin drop on stage. And do you know what? They could. The hall was built as a home for the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra. Tonight they'll be performing the 21st anniversary concert with a very special guest.
It's a fantastic hall, great acoustic, very pleasant for the eye, great for the audience to sit in. So in Britain you have 2 or 3 that are up on your list, and this is certainly quite high on mine.
Envy of many venues across the world, the Symphony Hall is one place the Midlands can be very proud of. Well, with me now is the man who's been chief executive here for the whole 21 years, Andrew Jowett. Andrew, I did say it's the envy of many places in the world. It sounds quite a bold statement, but it's true, isn't it?
It's absolutely true. And when we opened 21 years ago to the day, the following morning when we saw the press reviews and they were unanimous in their praise for this hall, it set a completely new standard for acoustic design in the UK and the world, in fact.
How important is this for not just Birmingham, but for the Midlands as a whole?
Well, I think this is probably the most important building built in the 20th century for this city, just as the Town Hall was probably the most important building built in the 19th century. This building has generated immense pride in the people of Birmingham. It set the seal for quality. It says what Birmingham is about. It's about investing in the future, investing in the quality of life and the quality of its cultural life, as well as the quality of its performance.
And just some of the artists that played here, Liza Minnelli's been here, Bruce Springsteen, obviously the CBSO are here. I mean, the diverse range that you can have here because of the hall. Yeah, it's extraordinary. I mean, the hall was built to be the home for classical music, but of course it had this dimension which always allowed it to do the amplified music, which often doesn't quite work in some of the traditional halls. So here we can do all sorts of popular music, spoken word, you know, everything from Billy Connolly to Jesse Norman is what I've always said, and do it very successfully. Well, I tell you what, if you are hoping to come tonight, bad news, it's sold out, but it's going to be a great night, I'm sure.
Great stuff, thanks Ben.
Now the box